I have a genuine belief that there is no key to success. There is no one magic pill to solve everyone's problems. There is no key to success. It's a combination lock. And each individual person and business has their own unique combination.
If we're not spending that time to reflect on the day or the month, the quarter, the year, like what's working, what's not, what do I love doing, what do I not? When we're able to do that, like, man, we can identify, like, yeah, I'm not the same person I was, when this year started, and for good or worse, right? And at that point, you can make decisions.
Really easy exercise. Grab a piece of paper, you draw a line down it. On one side, you write the word better, and on the other side, you write the word bitter. And you write down all the things, it could be for your life or your business, all the things that make you better. We don't have any more hours in the day, but if you're spending an hour, let's say an hour a day doom scrolling TikTok and it feels like it's making you bitter, you find something in the better column, creating content for YouTube, and you spend that hour creating content for YouTube.
On episode 454 of the podcast, we talk about how there is no single key to success. It is a combination lock that's unique to every business and entrepreneur. We also go over why the best time to ask for video testimonials, which we all could use more of, it is during emotional highs, not when someone's having a bad day. And then how your childhood experiences between ages 8 to 13 often shape the core values that drive your business today, and a lot more. Welcome to this episode. What's up, my friend? Welcome to the Grow Your Video Business podcast, where I help you discover what makes your business uniquely valuable in a crowded marketplace. I'm excited for you to be here. I'm Ryan Coral, and we've recorded a lot of episodes. And for those of you who have been with me from the beginning, 400 something episodes, that's a lot. I just want to say thank you for being here and still being here and being a part of my journey. This is really fun. And for those of you who I actually know personally, it's been a joy and an honor to get to know you and your friendship. And I'm thankful for all that stuff. And I just wanted to let you know, this is the last episode I'll ever record. That's sarcasm. I am just kidding. I did just watch that SNL skit with, what's the guy from Friends? It was like Sarcasm 101. They were in like a college class. Yeah, pretty funny. So just kidding. You're stuck with me. Well, I guess you can unsub or not listen. So maybe you're not stuck with me. If you're brand new, welcome. Sorry, not sorry. I'm super glad that you're here. I've been running my own video production business for over 20 years, a couple of decades of wisdom. Man, I'm old now too. So man, I've got so many things that I want to share with you to help you as you build out this thing, whatever it looks like. If you're a freelancer trying to go full time in this work, if you're a solopreneur and you're like, man, I'd love to hire a team and not work by myself anymore. I'm glad that you are here. My goal is to help you charge more money, make more money, keep more money, all of those things. Enjoy the work that you're doing. Keep strengthening the storytelling skills that you have, but also the business acumen. I don't even know what that word means, but I've just heard it said in this context. If I can help you get a master's degree in videography business, yeah. I'm on fire today, if you haven't noticed. Okay. Anyway, I have a free workshop. You can check it out where I've jam-packed my best information, best lessons learned for you to be able to kind of level set where you're at with things in your business. And also, if you check out this workshop, you'll also get notified of all the other amazing things that we've got going on. Right now, there are 3 events that are coming up, in-person things. I am kind of traveling all over the place, and I want you to be aware of them in case we can have a meetup. So make sure you're on the list and in communication with me. And the best place to get access to this workshop and be on our list is by going to studiosherpas.com/workshop. studiosherpas.com/workshop. Say it with me one more time. Just kidding. Yeah, check that out. I hope that provides a ton of value for Hope you get value out of that. And then also, I'm working on some new stuff as well. So once you're in the loop, you'll get notified of all the new stuff along with that. Okay, with that, let's jump into today's episode. Here we go. What's up, my friend? Hey, welcome to another episode of the show. With me today is Ben Albert, who is the owner and founder of Balbert Marketing, Real Business Connections, and Growgetters Only. Ben, I'm just going to start calling you Balbert. Welcome to the show, man. We did it.
To be here, Ryan. Let's have fun.
Let's do it. Cool. So you just have one show? Do you have multiple shows?
Technically, it's one. There's like 8 different segments. I lost count. At one point, I was putting out 5 episodes a week.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
I had different. Yeah, no, that'd be crazy. 5 episodes a week, and I have 8 different segments, but it's all under the Real Business Connections podcast umbrella.
Okay. And what is in the content that you're creating? Like, what's the heartbeat behind the work that you're doing?
Yeah, at the core, it's all about getting the knowledge, the wisdom, the solutions from the folks who have it to the folks who need it. I'm in that lucky position where I get to be that bridge.
Yeah.
So the podcast, honestly, I put myself in the need it category. Yeah. We started our businessy podcast at a similar time. I started at 2020.
Oh, yeah.
And I called it Rochester Business Connections for Rochester, New York, because I wanted business connections. And I didn't know how to be an entrepreneur. I didn't know how to run a podcast. I didn't know how to run a marketing firm. I said, let's start a podcast, have conversations with people that are 3 steps ahead of me, and learn how. And now I'm 15 steps farther than I was, but I'm still learning from people 3 steps ahead of me, and getting the knowledge to the people that are learning on the way as I basically just document my journey, man.
I love that. So the bulk of your work, are you like, what else are you doing? You're hosting your show. How else are you spending your time? How are you helping people? How are you making money?
I'll simplify. So again, getting the wisdom from the people who have it to the people who need it. The podcast is one to many, Ben learning along the way. I have a marketing firm. I work with some local businesses, but mostly I'm focused on thought leaders, speakers, consultants who have a podcast like me, and I'm their back end. So I do the video production, the YouTube, the marketing, the shorts, all the things behind the back end of the thought leader that's allowing them to do one to many. And then Growgetters Only, you said growth, which is okay, but it's Growgetters Only is the peer-to-peer mastermind, and that's for the peer-to-peer support. The sharing of wisdom, the sharing of ideas, the growing together. The free community is actually at weallgrowtogether.com, and the concept is we all grow together. So whether it's me podcasting, me helping thought leaders, or the peer-to-peer support, again, it's that growth mindset that if we collaborate, we chat, we share ideas, everyone's business will grow together.
Love that. Yeah, sorry about that. Growgetter. Yeah.
Oh, that's not a problem at all. It allowed me to correct you. Growgetters Only.
We're just like, hammering that. We're, people are going to
6 times.
Growgetters Only. Okay, got it. That's so good. I even just hearing how you do your show, that's selfishly, I think one of my favorite parts about having a podcast. I think I attribute a lot of the success in my video production business because I have this show that is for video production business owners to learn, to grow. It's called Grow Your Video Business. And here I am. I'm just like taking notes and applying things and getting in rooms with people who are smarter than me, who have made, similar or different mistakes so that I don't have to make them. This has been one of the fastest, easiest, best ways. And it's like, it's free. The best education for me to just sit here and ask questions like, with you working with so many different business owners and people, what would you say is like one of the biggest takeaways, whether it's a mindset shift for a business owner or something, just one of the biggest things that's been helpful for a lot of the people that you've seen come into your world?
Absolutely. And first I want to apologize. You mentioned talking to people smarter than you. I'm probably one of your only guests that you're smarter than. But the one thing I'm good at is proximity, building relationships with the right people and forming those bonds, that trust. And the one thing I've learned is I think when we first met, we maybe talked about this, but I have a genuine belief that there is no key to success.
Mm.
There is no one magic pill to solve everyone's problems. There is no key to success, resilience, success in your video business. It's a combination lock. And each individual person and business has their own unique combination.
Yeah.
We all have different skills. We have different clients. We live in different locations. We have different team members. Our business has a pulse. It has a soul. It has a fingerprint. And that's why they take your fingerprint when you get in trouble. It's because you have a unique fingerprint. So what I've learned from so many brilliant entrepreneurs, everything from the, sole proprietor that's hit their first 10K or 100K a month to, C-suite executives and businesses that are making billions a year, is it's a combination of things.
Mm.
And there's a lot of things that are similar, like mindset, habits, hard work, dedication, creativity, differentiation, standing out on video. There's things that are similar, but each business, each person has their own little combination. So part one, I find, is find someone who's already done what you tried want to do, because they've built a playbook.
Mm.
Hire them, work with them, mentorship, follow the playbook, learn the plays, but you also need to learn how to audible, create your own playbook, create your own plays, because you might have a sales mentor, you might have a video mentor, you might have a fitness trainer, you might have a masseuse. You're going to have a combination of people, a combination of skills, a combination of ideas that'll help you grow, but you're not going to do it alone. You have to discover that combination. And the better you are at finding your exact combination, the easier it is to start unlocking all the things you want to do.
Mm-hmm. I love that. It's brilliant. I've not heard this put that way before. I think kind of what you're speaking into is that's your personal brand. Like when you can uncover your personal brand, the thing that makes you unique, that's the thing that gives your business the special sauce. For you, as you look at your own combination, has it been a journey of discovery on your own to say like, oh yeah, these 1, 2, 3, 4 things or whatever they are? Have you been enlightened by things people have said where you're like, oh, that I didn't even know that was a thing that I did, but yeah, now that you're saying it, I guess I do kind of like naturally that is my thing. Like, help me figure this out, because I just had a conversation where I feel like it's hard to find that time. Number one, it's hard to find time, period. And then when we're looking inward to say like, what are the things that make me unique or my brand? What are our differentiators? And it's easy to look at the work and say like, yeah, our work's really good, or our logo is really cool, but like that's not the thing. It's what you're talking about. It's a few levels deeper. But to discover those on your own, man, I have a hard time doing that. It's a lot easier when other people are pointing out. So I'm just curious from your perspective, how have you discovered yours, and or how do you think people are figuring out their unique combination?
Yeah, dude, I'm still learning this.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. And I think there's personal brand. This is multi-layers deeper. It's more like your soul, your being, why you were blessed to be put on this earth.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, if we want to get into the psychology, that I don't have the studies in front of me, but there's plenty of data showing that most of our personality is actually built from ages 8 or 9 to about 13. Those are pivotal years that we develop a lot of our values. We develop a lot of who we are. And there's generally 2 places they come from: a great mentor, a guiding light in our life that shows us the way and shows us how things could and should and will be if we embody a value, we embody a way, a personality trait. And then there's the people that make us feel like crap.
Yeah.
The antagonists in our world that make us feel like, for me, none of these people in my world were bad people, but I felt very disconnected when I was younger. My mom had a neurological disorder. It caused her to deteriorate far quicker than the average person would age. And my father had a drug and alcohol, basically addiction. And both of them, unfortunately, left this earth by the time I hit 31. So it was an loving family, and they taught me kindness and caring and patience and love, but I felt disconnected. And at school, I didn't have many friends. I didn't really relate to most of the kids. And the one thing I was good at was basketball, but I was the shortest kid in school. So even though I was real good, as everyone hit growth spurts, I just ended up getting bullied. And the reason why I kind of go on this like random, let's just like trauma dump on your podcast randomly here, is I felt disconnected. So I didn't realize this. I was developing a deep, almost necessity for connection. I was small and I was bullied. So I was developing a deep love of growth and evolution and progress because I felt disconnected and I didn't feel like I was growing when I was younger. So now Ben like talks about growth and connection and fulfillment and optimization. And I didn't know where it came from until I started looking at those pivotal childhood moments and the people that made me feel great and then the people that made me feel poor. And then I built my business ultimately around helping the people that that want the same values as I have developed over time. People that want connection, people that want growth, people that want wisdom and to learn and develop. I built my business around that, which is something I felt like I didn't have when I was a kid. So it's like still got the chip on my shoulder, Ryan, but we're doing the best we can.
Yeah, dude, that's great. To be able to take, it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. It's like you've taken that and applied that intentionally or not. It's just like who you've become, and to be able to identify that, I think that's really powerful. And I think that's part of the power of reflection. And like for me, journaling and finding quiet time and almost like having to fight for it a lot of times. I think I'm believing more and more if we're not spending that time to reflect on the day or the month, the quarter, the year, like what's working, what's not, what do I love doing, what do I not? When we're able to do that, like, man, we can identify like, man, I'm not the same person I was, when this year started. And for good or worse, right? And at that point, you can make decisions. But without that reflection, and then a step further, without asking other people, like, hey, like, what have you noticed in me, in my life? To be able to get that kind of insight, whether it's from yourself and or your peers, coaches, mastermind groups, whatever. I mean, that's powerful, right? But without making that time and space to ask yourself those questions and to reflect, to find that combination, because it's the thing, we bring all of that stuff into our work, our story from day one. We bring all of that that's just how we show up when in our families and our work, all over the place. But to identify that there are, even in the areas that we struggled or were hurt, there's so much possibility for goodness in that can be helpful for somebody else. So when we can identify what is the thing that makes me, the parts of my story that really hurt, there's probably something there that could be helpful, and that I could turn this into something that can help somebody else, and something that can help my business. Yeah, that's really good, dude.
I have a super simple exercise we can do,
Oh,
because the whole life journey, childhood, like that's a long process that we can think about over time.
yeah.
Really easy exercise. You grab a piece of paper, you draw a line down it. On one side, you write the word better, and on the other side, you write the word bitter. And you write down all the things, it could be for your life or your business, all the things that make you better, all the things that light you up, the things you've done this week that made you feel alive. Maybe in the bitter column in a business context is you just hate running ads. You're running ads, you're running it for clients, it's not serving them. Maybe that's making you bitter. Maybe you can optimize, you like creating content. Maybe you step away from ads and you create more content, but you have a better column, the stuff that lights me up, the bitter column, the stuff that's really kind of making me feel like shame or frustration or anger. And people are like, I don't have much time. I'm so busy. All you got to do is take something from the bitter column, do a little bit less of that, and then take the same amount of time in the better column and allocate that time to the better column. We don't have any more hours in the day, but if you're spending an hour, let's say an hour a day, watching I don't know, doom scrolling TikTok and it feels like it's making you bitter, maybe you take TikTok off your agenda and you find something in the better column, creating content for YouTube, and you spend that hour creating content for YouTube. Really simple, practical way to really just apply it quickly. Because again, like we bring our whole selves to our business, and if everything is in the bitter column, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah. Or you're just like doing, no, that makes sense. I take people through a very similar exercise when trying to figure out delegation, right? So it's like first column is like stuff that you love doing in your business. And then stuff on the other side, it's like stuff that you hate. And then stuff in the middle is like, yeah, I mean, I can do this. It's like one way or the other. And then I say, hey, take that column, the bitter column or the stuff that you hate, and prioritize it. Like put the thing at the very top that you like, if man, this is the worst, and then prioritize them, from the worst to the least worst. And then one by one, start finding somebody that can do that work. And here's what I think we believe. Nobody in their right mind would want to do that thing. It's on the top of my list of the thing that I hate the most. It makes me the most bitter. So of course, everybody in the world, that's the same feeling. Everybody, and that's not true. What's crazy is I also used to think that if I was going to get help, I had to hire a full-time help. This was a long time ago. This is before Upwork and all of these things, gig work. There are people that love numbers, data, accounting, bookkeeping. There are people that actually love that. They love organizing invoices and spreadsheets. They're actually that's their thing. So as much as you love telling stories and creating amazing videos, there's somebody out there that loves spreadsheets as much or more. And when you start believing that, and then there's also people that would love to just work for 1 or 2 hours a week because they're a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home dad, and they have a couple of hours that they just want to get out of their, regular day-to-day and do something that lights them up, like feel like, oh, I'm contributing to something. So with the advent of Upwork and Fiverr and these different places, you can start hacking away at these things that are making you bitter, that are draining you of your energy and your excitement in your business. And it doesn't have to cost you a full-time employee. I think probably everybody knows that now, but I'm just bringing that out there to say you could find somebody and literally hire somebody for 1 or 2 hours a week, and it would bring a lot of satisfaction to that person. And oh man, to be less bitter or to do more of the things that you want to do that actually move the needle in your business, sign me up all day long.
I couldn't agree more. I have a virtual assistant. All he does is data entry. I don't mind it for the same reason he likes it. Is he's like, I put on music. I put on a new album every time. I listen to a podcast. The work's so easy, but it requires time. Eventually AI will probably do it, but it's so easy, but it requires time. He listens to a podcast every time he does the data entry. He's getting paid to learn. He loves it. But a lot of busy CEOs or leaders at a company won't have the time to do that data entry, but this person's beyond happy to do it and getting a lot of value doing it.
That's good. Dude, I wanted to bring up that story. I remember we were on the limo bus together, headed to the bowling alley, and you had your drone. I was so nervous that entire bus ride.
Why?
Because there's the window, the driver was in the front, and there's a little window, and all I'm thinking is that drone, it doesn't seem to be super steady. All I was thinking is like, that drone's going to hit the driver in the head. We're going to crash. There's going to be a news story tomorrow. Social Media Week Lima, all the keynote speakers dead. Thanks to Ben's drone.
We would have got it on camera.
This is true.
That whole weekend, I learned what the drone can and can't do. It doesn't work in a moving vehicle.
Yep. I asked my physics
work
teacher.
In the dark. Yeah.
Yeah. I have my physics teacher from high school has become a really good friend of mine. He helped me build our brand new fire pit. And when he was here, I was like, hey, tell me the physics here. Drone on a moving bus, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. And he's like, oh yeah, no, you can't do that. He's like, it's not going to work. I'm like, yeah, I witnessed that.
And that's why I like to self-deprecate, because I really am just an ordinary dude. But that's why I said you're way smarter than me. I do really dumb things, Ryan. but that's how I learned. Like, what's the worst that could happen? I guess you
Well,
explain what the worst that could happen is, but
there was one, I didn't take much away from physics class, but as I was watching things unfold, I'm like, this won't work. I think this is one of the physics things that I remember, and this is literally the worst thing that can happen. is what I've dreamt, what I'm envisioning here. That's really funny.
I need you by my side. I was so confident it would work.
Oh man, that's really good. Hey, so you mentioned when I was like, hey, is there one thing that's just like, in addition to what we can cover, you talked about the easiest way to get video testimonials that no one does or no one will do. I want to hear this because I think one of the things that would be most helpful for a lot of us that are doing video would be to have video testimonials. This is the thing that we're trying to sell to our clients. Like, hey, you should hire us to help you guys gather video testimonials because we believe that social proof leads to more work. And if we can get, as video business owners, we can get more video work, more clients, like sign me up all day long. So what's the secret sauce here?
And this is more of a do-it-yourself strategy. So you'll want to do it yourself and then hand it to your, video expert to actually edit and remarket it. We can talk about ways to market them in a little bit if you'd like. Let me set this up in a cute way. Yeah. So let's say, and I've been in a relationship for 7.5 years now. So this is, I don't remember what it's like, but I kind of do. So you go on a first date. When's the best time to go in for the first kiss? Is it when they're trying to get out of the car, you've had one too many cocktails, they're frustrated, it's late, bloodshot eyes, you just randomly pounce in and go for a kiss? Kind of awkward, right? Or would you go in for the kiss during an emotional high point? When you're in rapport, there's chemistry, you guys are jiving, it just feels like the moment's right. Now, the problem is we accidentally go in asking for the review, the testimonial during the first example. Maybe their dog just died and they get an email from you. Hey, leave me a video testimonial. Like, no, I'm not going to leave you a video testimonial right now. Maybe it's just not right place, right time. Maybe they're not comfortable on video, so on and so forth. So when's the best time to ask for a review or a video testimonial? It's during that emotional high. And when does that occur most often? On something like this, a podcast. And part of why I joked that no one does it is I've been on, by now I think it's getting close to 200 podcasts I've guested on. And I've been asked for a video review maybe like 2 or 3 times. So let's say you're in a podcast, at the very end of the podcast, and you should start doing this if you're not, Ryan, you ask for that video testimonial on the spot. Say, hey, this conversation was fantastic. I want to be able to reach more people with this specific episode and promote the show. Would you be open to leaving a video testimonial? We're already rolling. Feel free to say no, but we could do it right now if you're comfortable. Assuming the podcast went well, they're going to say yes. Now, some people might be thinking, well, I don't have a podcast. Do you have client calls? Is it a quarterly call where you're telling them that their YouTube hit the first 1 million views? They just hit 10K revenue with a new on a month with a new client acquisition because of video you put out, so on and so forth. It's a networking call, and you're just deeply in rapport. You already know each other, but you've never really asked each other for much. If you're on video, that is the right time to ask. Now, granted, some agencies set up a whole list and you do like 10 in a day, and there's strategies, obviously. But the best time, in my opinion, is when you've already identified they're happy with you. You ask them on the spot. Podcast, client meeting, et cetera, et cetera. And then it's easy to say yes. It's very easy to opt out and say no. Oh, I didn't do my hair today. I don't feel comfortable. Or, oh, I appreciate you asking. But you got the no during the highest probability of a yes.
Yeah.
And I found as a podcaster, and if there's any podcasters, video podcasters out there, I get a yes almost every single time I ask. So as a podcaster, it's the greatest cheat code. But no matter what you do, if you're on video with someone, You can ask for a video testimonial. And as marketers, as creatives, you could probably think of 30 different ways to repurpose that testimonial over time. Pretty simple, right?
It's super simple. It makes me pretty much not every, but there are a lot of episodes. I finish recording, I hit stop so the thing can start uploading while we're just ending the conversation. It's like, hey, Ben, it was super fun to have you. Not recording anymore. And then I just got off an episode and the person said, dude, that was the best interview. That was the best episode I've been on this year. And I was like, that's sweet. I'm like, shoot, I wish I was rolling during that.
Some people, and it's kind of cheesy in my opinion, they'll literally say like, what did you think about the show? Did you have fun on the podcast?
Ooh.
To set them up to get that? I ask after I say, hey, 1 second, but here's another thing. And we have to respect people's time. I'll prior to the call say, hey, do you have a hard stop? I want to be mindful of that. So they have a hard stop at the top of the hour. I'm intentionally going to end the show at 55 after, knowing that I have that extra 60 seconds or so to ask and still have them out the door ahead of time.
Yeah. So practically speaking, for people that don't, filmmakers, whoever, that you don't have a show, one thing that we'll do, we deliver our client assets, and then we've got a ticker that about 30 days after delivery, we'll check in with the client like, hey, how's the video working? And usually we're using that as a, make sure that they've put it on YouTube or their website or wherever, because there's a lot of times where people are doing these videos and they're spending a lot of money and they're like, we haven't gotten to it yet. It's like, oh, wow, should we be offering help there? But for the ones that are like, it's like people love it, whatever. Hey, could we hop on, quick 5-minute call, just quick 5-minute Zoom. You could do this 30 days out. You could do this like after you deliver and just say, we want to debrief the project. What went well, what didn't go well, what was missing, and anything confused. So ask those questions. You're recording, right? Because it's a Zoom. Set up your Zoom to automatically record when somebody, hops in, or Google Meets or whatever you're using. And that's the perfect spot. That's the perfect place where they're going to say, if you're like, so what's going well with the video? Like, oh my gosh, like, we share it with our team. Everybody loves it. And what was the process like working with our team? Like, oh, you guys are great. It's super easy to work with. And is there a specific result you guys are trying to get? Like, we're trying to get new work, and, we haven't booked any new clients yet with it, but definitely we feel positioned like it's going to be able to do that, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Can we just get like a quick testimonial? Like, why would you recommend people work with us or something? I mean, that's like you're already on. And if they're like, no, I feel like I said enough stuff, and it's like, cool, like, great. Can we use that? Like, do you mind if we cut that up and turn it into a nice little, and get them to say, hopefully yes. And if they say no, it's like, no big deal. Twofold, you're learning what to do better next time with the project because you're asking the questions, what worked well, what didn't work, how is the video working, blah, blah, blah. So you should use that and apply that to learn. And then also some of those sound bites might be gold when it comes to, talking about transformation that you're able to help bring.
First off, brilliant, Ryan. And I've never done this before, but I can see it. So you take what I said plus what you said. So let's say it's an in-person filming. You film it on the spot after you've helped create the asset with them live. So you've kind of got the before, how it felt like to be there. Then you've got the after it's been completed, as you just explained. And then maybe 6 months down the road, once the video has actually created traction and results, you get the final look at what the transformation looked like. So you get the before, the during, and the after. And every piece of those puzzles is great feedback. But if you can get all three on video, talk about a transformation story that doesn't just look like someone put together a script based on a story framework. Right. It literally documents each step of the way. Yeah. To me, that would be compelling as heck.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's like there's the two kind of testimonials. One was like, oh, Ryan and his team are great. The team at Tell Studios, they're awesome, fun group, blah, blah, blah. That's not going to win us business. People can see that, understand that, whatever. They helped us get this many clients, or they helped us make this much money, or we're able to save this much time with this video. When people are saying stuff like that, like that's the ROI that's going to make it real easy for somebody else to say like, oh, you guys, that's what you do? Oh, cool. And you can see this person's transformation. As you were talking about that, I just, two more ideas. One, we do a workshop. So with our clients, a lot of times where they have an idea of the video that they want, before they hire us for production, I'll say, hey, hire us to do this workshop where we're going to get clarity on the idea. I'm going to present some options for you. You're going to have this blueprint that you're going to be able to use with whatever video company that you hire. But this workshop's going to take your leadership team through our format, framework, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, I always tell people, hey, if you didn't love the workshop, I'll refund your money, and then we don't have to work together. So at the very end of the conversation, I always ask them, how was the workshop? Was this helpful? And then, dude, like money, a lot of times they're like, oh, that was good. That was good. That was helpful. I did this with this international brand. I was with the American president. I don't know what she was the president of the US brand. She said, not only did they go into this project, barely, they were budgeting $5,000 for this total thing. And the fact that I got them to do this workshop, that's $2,500. I was like, wow, that's like half of the budget. Okay. This video is going to be all stock footage. It's going to be very, very generic. We got to the end of the workshop and I asked them at the end, I said, hey, so as we're thinking through all this stuff, what is the budget? Is there any change in budget range for this project? And she was like, oh, we'll spend easily $20,000 on this project. I was like, okay. So we just 4x'd the potential budget. And then she went on to say, this was amazing. Like, I came in not really excited about this project, but I'm like fired up. Like, this is really exciting. I'm excited about what we're going to be able to do with video, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, that's a great testimonial. And I record all of our workshops. So I've got this nugget. I'm actually waiting for us to finish delivering the project before I go back to her and say like, hey, would it be okay if I share this publicly? And if not, I at least can share that with clients internally to say like, hey, this is what, so-and-so said, and it worked for them, and blah, blah, blah. So there's that for our workshop. But then when we're doing interviews with people on site, before we stop rolling cameras, like, hey, we're done. 2 questions. One, I always like to end with, hey, is there anything else you want to share? And then let them say anything else. Those typically end up being the best sound bites for the interview that we're looking for. And then when they're done, I'll say, anything else? And then they're, no, I'm good. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can stop rolling. Don't stop rolling, team. You know that's not cue for, don't hit.
That's cue for zoom in.
Yeah, exactly. And then just ask like, hey, how did that go for you? Was it like as painful as you thought it was going to be? And of course they're going to say like, no, that was great. You guys did a great job. I just felt like really at ease, and, and then let them go on. And then, later cut that up, send it to them and say, hey, can we use this little clip of you talking about how easy the process was for the interview and how, at home or comfortable you felt and blah, blah, blah. And you'll get some people that will say yes. And that's a great little nugget there. What haven't we touched on? We're going to walk away from this interview and you're going to be like, dude, I wish I would have shared this with Ryan's audience.
You're going to be on my podcast, Real Business Connections.
T-minus 2 hours.
We're recording that today, so we haven't touched on that. Like this episode, if you got a like button, leave a comment. If you have a 5-star button, click the 5-star button, leave a review, show some love for Ryan. If you want to reach out to me, you can, but you can find my podcast wherever you found this. Or if for some reason I failed you, just Google Real Business Connections, and you'll actually find Ryan on my show as well, so we can do a double header. How's that sound?
That sounds great. I wonder, we should just do the exact same questions, just reverse you're asking me, and let's just make the same episode, but it'll be
not going to do that.
Saying the same thing.
Not going to do that. I don't even remember what you asked me. But
okay,
it's gonna be a conversation, but we're gonna continue the conversation.
Yeah,
so.
Part 2.
Yeah,
coming up. I like this. Ben, this is super fun. So all the places where people can find you, podcast, email, if they want to reach out, what's the best way for them to do that?
I mean, again, just Google Real Business Connections and then click on me. So shoot me to the top. I already think I am, but Real Business Connections and click on me. If you want to join a community of entrepreneurs, Growgetters, growth-oriented go-getters, weallgrowtogether.com. It's a school community. It's free. We put on a minimum 2 free live events a month. There is an inner circle, but all I want you to do is come meet people for free. weallgrowtogether.com and come hang out.
Love it. Dude, this is so fun. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing the wisdom. Yeah, this is great.
Yes, sir, Ryan. Anytime.
Thanks, buddy. Hey, thanks so much for tuning into this episode of the Grow Your Video Business podcast. If you got something out of today's conversation, do me a favor, share it with a friend or post it on your socials. Tag me at Ryan Coral or at Grow Your Video Business. I'd love to know what resonated with you. If you've got a question or takeaway, drop a comment wherever you're listening or watching this. You can also shoot me a message. I read every single one. And hey, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. We've got more stories, strategies, and behind the scenes insights coming your way to help you build a business that you love. Keep creating, keep sharing your story, and keep showing up. I'm cheering you on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you next time.